What's up, y'all? Hi, this is Sunko. I'm back again. Tonight is November 26th, and um, happy Friday. And since today is Friday, I'm really happy because I can get to have 2 days off straight, Saturday and Sunday, and I'm all free. So, hmm. Last night I talked about some of the websites that I use frequently, like Yahoo Finance, Macro Trends, Seeking Alpha, Market Beat, Zacks Investment, FinViz, and TipRanks, stuff like that. Uh, I looked at Yahoo Finance and see what I could do, and I roughly looked through it. But then, as the time goes on, I'll be looking into it in detail. Of course, at the end, not at the end. Let's look at Zach's investment and see what's hot these days. Zach's investment is the website that I'm gonna use for looking at what's hot now. For example, Zach's investment um, is good for financial overview and recommendation of um, companies that seems to have good potential. You know, let's see. Zach's best strong buys for December. Yes, top five bank stocks for an earlier than expected Fed rate hike. The number one insider signal every trader should know. Okay, let's read this. The number one insider signal every trader should know. We love it when a famous CEO buys a large chunk of his company stock. In November 2021, Dara, the CEO of Uber, bought 200,000 shares for nearly $9 million, even though he already had plenty of shares. This was his first open market purchase of Uber shares this year. This big purchase made headlines. Insiders buying MSA. But what about when non-famous insiders buy their company stock and when a bunch of them buy MSA? You know? Hmm. This means insider buying behavior is called a cluster buy, and it is the strongest signal you can get in insider trading. When one insider buys, he might be considered an optimist, especially when he's the CEO. But when four or five insiders all buy at the same time, now that's a powerful consensus. But you're not going to hear about the cluster buys from the media. There aren't going to be headlines trumpeting the buys of a few corporate directors and a CFO. Nope, the cluster buy simply isn't glamorous enough. Investors, hmm, investors therefore have to dig below the surface to find insider cluster buys. But once you do, that's where big rewards can be found. Insider trade alert monster cluster buy. Something's up. A little non-financial small cap. Sony, the CEO, CFO, and 8 director dug into their wallets for over $1.8 million and bought hundreds of thousands of shares of their own company. As a perfect storm, the stock price had pulled back. Earnings estimates are soaring upward. A big move is planned for Asia. They must have had quite a board meeting. Using a proprietary strategy, we targeted that insider buying spree plus a handful of their compounding stocks with fresh insider purchases. These time sensitive opportunities are now open to public view. But hmm, cluster buying stands the strongest signal. Why do insiders spend so much other money on their own company stock when they already own a ton of shares already? Greed. Pure and simple, the opportunity to make more money motivates people, even people who are already well off, like highly paid CEOs and CFOs. When insiders buy in a cluster, it's because they all know something very good is going on at the company. Maybe it is a new product or a contract or pending merger. Whatever the reason, they're all very confident the shares will be on the rise. Hmm. After all, who would buy more stock in a company if they knew it was sinking? And uh, and why would there be several of them buying unless they didn't collectively believe that their stock was of value? When things at the company are that good, insiders don't want to miss out when everyone else is cashing in. Call it insider peer pressure, if you will. Real life cluster buying. Shares of the oil producers crashed in the coronavirus sell off in 2020 as oil price plunged globally. They remained depressed over the summer of 2020 and into the fall, even as crude prices rose back above $40 a barrel. The insiders at Explorer Matador Resources saw an opportunity with their shares still in the single digits. In November 2020, 16 insiders drove in to buy again, with five buying even before Pfizer's big November 9, 2020 announcement that its vaccine was over 90% effective against the coronavirus. Subsequent rollout of its vaccine lit a fire under the beaten down oil stocks. Shares of Matador have railed over 317% since December 1, 2020. What did they know? Buy when the insiders buy. When high level insiders buy, high level insiders, high level, they are required to report the purchases to the SEC within 48 hours of the trade. The trade then becomes public information. Hedge funds and other professional investors routinely use this information to get an edge on their trades. For most of us, though, it's not easy to get access to insider information. When the media will tout the huge insider buys from celebrity CEOs like Dara, 9 million, November 2021 Uber share purchase, you will almost never hear about the non-celebrity CEOs or other top rank officers when they buy their stocks. Was anyone talking about the 2020 Metador cluster buy? Challenge is getting easy and reliable access to all the insider traders and then figuring out which one to buy. Where to find the cluster buys? Anyone can go on SEC website and get insider trading information, but it's time consuming to search by individual companies. Some investment firms collect the insider buying data and can provide it to you as a daily list. Have you ever seen one of those lists? The sheer number of companies can be overwhelming, and those lists don't usually separate out the cluster buys, which sometimes takes place on different days in the same week. For example, if you are getting daily insider updates, you may not realize that the CEO bought on Monday, but three directors bought on Tuesday. You may pass by those hidden cluster buys without even realizing it. Even if you got a list of cluster buys, how would you narrow it down to the stocks that are truly worth buying? If I'm going to buy when the insiders are buying, I want to buy only their top picks. Easy way to take advantage. Two, identify the most promising signals. Zach's research team developed a strategy. They monitor okay, at the end, I now realize that it is advertisement. I shouldn't have not read this. It was total waste of time. Featured Zach's rank stocks by Bull of the Day, Bear of the Day. growth, value, income. Mm, 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 mm. The best retail stocks to buy now. Best retail stocks to buy now. Tracy talks with Zach's associate stock strategist and editor of Zach's income investor portfolio. Maddie Johnson about the hot retail industry. Lululemon, Macy's, Target, American Eagle Outfitters, and Levi Strauss. Which retail stocks to buy right now? Retail stocks to buy right now, which Tracy owns in her own personal portfolio, continues to be the leader in athleisure. Lululemon is still the first retailer of choice for yoga pants, but women's tops and men's clothing are up and coming growing categories. Shares are near all-time highs, up 31% year to date. Even for value investors, as it trades with a 4 PE of 61. But Lululemon's sales are expected to rise 42% this fiscal year and 117% in fiscal 2023. Macy's, Target, American Eagle Outfitters. Uh, Often inflated price with these three stocks sit. Slide PFP stocks finished the season session's top 5 bank stocks were earlier than expected Fed rate hike. Nothing gets my attention. Let's see what we have. Let's go to Yahoo Finance. And let's read some of the articles here. Wall Street tumbles as new COVID variant films lockdown fears. Okay, Wall Street tumbles as new COVID variant fans lockdown fears. Struck by climate activity strikes, tells Tesla withdraws funding act for German berry plan. Pershing SPAC attempt turns into SPAC attempt. What else we have? Billionaire Stephen Cohen bats big on these two high yield dividend stocks. Let's see what this guy bets. Okay. Business Goldman Sachs uses five high growth stocks to shield yourself from rising interest rates. Kathy Woodward's ARK clients may miss out by selling deep. Okay. See, every retail investor wants to ensure a solid portfolio return. The only question is how. The stock market produces a vast amount of data that, by its nature, forms a barrier to access. So investors take a path of low resistance, and follow one or more market legends. These legends are the giants of the investing world. People like Stephen Cohen. Okay, Stephen Cohen seems to be legends in terms of investing. The billionaire trader behind Point72 Asset Management has shown that he can survive the vicissitudes of Wall Street after recovering from federal investigations earlier this decade. He went back into the trading business and built Point72 into a $22 billion giant. In the third quarter, he moved heavily into a few high yield dividend stocks. Okay. Billionaire Stephen Cohen. We've pulled up two of Cohen's recent moves and used the TipRange database to take a closer look at them. These are strong dividend payers with annual yields of at least 5%. We can turn to the Wall Street and analysts to find out what else might have brought these stocks to Cohen's attention. Plain GP Holdings. We'll start with Plain GP Holdings, a mid-cap player in the oil and gas midstream business. Plain GP controls a network of assets, including some 19,000 miles of pipelines, 8,000 crude oil tankers. The solid cash flow supports the company's dividend, which was declared for the current quarter at 18 cents per common share. The largest Oh, darling, Mooney, hi. Long time no see. My girlfriend just came in, so I said hi to her. I got less energy, but I'm trying to pull myself together. I was talking about the billionaire, the guy named Stephen Cohen. I was reading article uh, written by Yahoo Finance, and this article is about the guy who bets big on these two high yield dividend stocks. And literally, I was reading this article aloud. Meanwhile, I was sharing uh, what I was thinking about it. What I was thinking about. His recommendation is Plains GP Holdings (PAGP) and Leon Del Basel (LYB). These two dividend stocks are the ones that he recommend. But it's the category that I'm not familiar with. If it was information technology, I'd be able to understand it well. But since it's something that has to do with oil and gas midstream business, if I don't put myself together, it'd be really difficult for me to get it. Anyway, I'm going to read this aloud until it gets to the point where I'm so lost. Okay. Anyway, the solid cash flow supports the company's dividend, which was declared for the current quarter at 18 cents per common share. Stephen Cohen in the last quarter bought heavily into PAGP, picking up more than 1.66 million shares of the stock. These shares are now worth $18.06 million. This is a new position for Cohen, and it's the substantial one. World Fargo's Mark Blum is a fan, sees the company's cash position as a key point here. High FCF yields, and the sector is likely to allocate more of this FCF to unit holders as leverage decline in 2022. Mm-hmm. Mm. Global power in the chemical industry. Okay, so LyondellBasell is a global power in the chemical industry. World's largest player in the polyethylene and polypropylene technology space. What do you mean? Honestly, you don't know what you're talking about. You do know what you're talking about. You didn't say much. Long time no see, so cute. It was all the things that you said. You didn't say much. Thank you. It's because your girlfriend, you say it. If it was some other friends, they will be like, "Oh, your voice is so, it's just normal voice." They will say, "It's because your girlfriend, you're saying it's hot." Okay. Since these two companies are the ones that he thinks are good, so I'd have to look into it more. Leon Del Bezel, okay. Polyethylene and polypropylene technology space, owning the largest share of technologies and patents in the niche and profiting from licensing production. Arthur has a world industry leading position in the production of polyethylene technologies and has a large footprint in the more mundane refining of plastic and chemicals. The bought yield for near to mid-term prices in the core segments of polyethylene and propylene are going down, while the natural gas the company uses for ethylene feedstock is rising cost. Okay, there is some stuff that I can understand. But there are bright points for investors, okay, which is something that I really love reading. While EPS at $25.25 missed the estimate of 5.78, a revenue hit while growing 87% year over year. The company reported record cash flows from operations. Um, Turning to the rest of the analyst community, opinions are split almost evenly. 6 buys and 5 holds add up to moderate buy consensus rating. I'm a bit confused. Okay, I'm going to take a note of these companies. First, Plains of Holdings PAGP. Hmm. PAGP. Plains GP Holdings. And what else we have? Leondell, LYB. Mm. Mm. Stephen Cohen bats big on these two high yield dividend stocks. Okay, those two. Mm. What else we have? We've got only 5 minutes left. At some point, I feel like I'm running out of time easily since I started talking about stock because there's so much things to talk about in terms of trading and investing because it's not only about picking a stock but like studying uh the news and like stuff like that, revenue, profit. It's a never ending study. So Goldman Sachs uses five growth stocks to shield yourself from rising interest rates. Hmm. Have raised rates soon. What it means for stocks. Okay, let's see what we have. The market believes the Fed will have to raise rates soon. What it means for stocks. From the Fed's meeting earlier this month show that members of the central banks are prepared to increase rates sooner than previously anticipated. If inflation remains high. Okay. Fixed income markets are signaling that the Federal Reserve will have to increase interest rates sooner than expected, which could put a dent in the stock market. The yield on the 2 year Treasury note has gone from 0.5% in early November to 0.64% as of Wednesday. The move suggests that investors expect the Fed to raise interest rates to combat inflation that remains higher than expected because of soaring consumer demand and supply chains that are struggling to match demand. Minutes released Wednesday from the Fed's meeting earlier this month. Minutes released Wednesday from the Fed's meeting earlier this month show that members of the central bank are prepared to increase rates sooner than previously anticipated if inflation remains high. The belief has been to crib into credit spreads between corporate and government debts. A Bank of America index of investment grade corporate bonds shows that in aggregate, the spread over treasury yields has increased to 0.94% from earlier this month as investors have flooded corporate bonds in anticipation of rate increases that could slow economic growth and pressure profits. Hmm. I really do want to read this. I really do want to keep reading this, but I gotta do what I gotta do. Hmm. It's now 11 tonight. It's Friday night, so I'll be finishing up on this soon, and I'll be seeing you hopefully on weekends, or if chances are met, uh, on weekends. If not, I'll be seeing you on Monday. Um, just so you know, two stocks that I mentioned today, I'm going to keep looking at it, see if it's tradable or not. Mm. I've got spare money to invest, so I'll be thinking about it. Anyway, thank you for watching and see you. Bye bye.